Welcome back to all our regular viewers, and to our new viewers, we're happy to have you with us. Make sure you watch the other videos. We've probably got about 65 or 70 at this point by my best guess. At the bottom of the screen, hit the subscribe button, and that way you'll be notified of all new videos, and you'll see the list of all the prior videos. Now, those of us who've been with us for a while know the usual routine we follow is we discuss issues for both cosmetology and barbering. Now, some people are amazed, well, how can you do that? They're two different subjects. Honestly, on the state board exam, they're very, very similar. There's about 80% of the questions on either test, barbering or cosmetology, are the same across the board. For example, most of you cosmetology students are probably using this book still. Most of the barber students are probably using this book. These books are virtually identical, right down to the pictures. Even a couple of spelling and typo mistakes. They're identical. The only difference in these two books is a small chapter on shaving for the barbers, and for the cosmetologist, the shaving chapter is replaced by very short chapters on nails and how to do a manicure, how to do a pedicure, a few questions on gel nails. The test is 80% the same, barber or cosmetology. Now, in the new books for cosmetology, this book here, some of you have it. In the new barber book, right behind me. This is the new book, schedule release day, January 3rd, 2025. Now, the problem with this book is most barbers will be taking their test not having used that book. I have sat through a number of training classes with the Milady Company and with PSI. PSI administers the test for 35 states in this country, including from the biggest states like California. The problem is that the PSI questions do not match the questions in the textbooks. I'm going to give you a couple of quick examples to make this point. Your textbook, barber or cosmetology, talks about the use of the neck strip as a barrier between the cape and the client's neck. It says it in the cosmetology book 3 times and the barber book 5 times. Do you know where it never says it? On the exam for cosmetologist or barber. It says, what is the function of the neck strip? It is to prevent cross-contamination. No place in any of the textbooks does it say the neck strip or the towel prevents cross-contamination, but it does say that on the state board exam. I get one more example. There's a question that says, what type of massage is used to soothe the muscles? They give you effleurage, petrissage, percussion, tapotement. The answer is effleurage. No place in your book, I don't care what book you're reading, does it say effleurage will soothe the muscles. It says effleurage is a soft, gentle, stroking massage movement. Now you might extrapolate from that it's very soothing, and of course it is. But if you're looking for the word soothing in your textbook, you will not find it. Which brings me to my next point. So many students call us having failed their test once, twice, in one case 17 times, and tell us the questions on the test were absolutely nothing like the wording in the textbook. And this is true. I don't care if you have the old book, the new book, the wording is completely different. And I just gave you 2 examples about cross-contamination and soothing the muscles. You cannot find that in any textbook, except in this book right here. This is our question and answer book. This is not a textbook like you have in school. This is a book of nothing but questions and answers. I don't know if our camera crew can get close enough to see this, but here's an example of it. It gives you the question as it appeared in the state board exam in your state. They're very state specific. It gives you the 4 answer choices. Below that, it gives you the correct answer. And then below that, it gives you the page in your textbook from school where you can find it. And I strongly suggest to our purchasers, go back and read it and see how the state rewords the questions from the book. And this is why students say the state board questions were absolutely nothing like the book. The wording is totally different. We give you the wording on the test, we give you the answer, we give you the textbook page, and we really encourage you to go back and read that sentence in the textbook and see just how they changed it to make the test more confusing. Now, you could make the argument, why doesn't my teacher explain that to us? I don't know the answer. I have several theories on it. I can't prove any of it. What I can tell you is the pass rates for barbers nationally are 35%. 35%. That means, for those bad in math like me, out of every 3 barbers to take the test, 2 of them will fail. 1 will pass. For cosmetologists, it's not a whole lot better story. It's the 50-50 pass rate. For every 6 cosmos to take the test, 3 will pass, 3 will fail. Those are just not good odds. No matter how many times you read your book, you could read 100 times, you will never see the word cross-contamination as the reason you use a neck strip. And that's just one example that I stress. There are hundreds. Now, in our book, there are about 800 questions. And people say, well, there's only 60 or 80 or 100 questions on my test. Why do I need to know 800 questions? Here's why. There's only 6 numbers in the winning lottery. And if you know how to win the lottery, you shouldn't waste your time in barber or cosmetology school. You're a multi-millionaire. No one can tell you which 60 or 80 or 100 questions will be on your test. And those of you who've taken the test multiple times also realize the test is never the same. This comes as a big surprise to a lot of students. People will call us and say, I failed my test by 2 points. I went back and took it and failed by 12. What happened? All the questions were different. All the lottery numbers were different last week than the week before, and it'll be different next week. It's never going to be the same questions. The state has probably in the range of 800 or 900 questions in their computer test bank. They will push a button and your test will pop out. It will never be the same test. A couple of things you can be sure of. The percentages will never change. In other words, in every state, the most heavily tested section is safety and infection control. It's 25 to 30% of every test in every state. That percentage will never change, but there's probably 200 questions in the state's test bank on safety and infection. Which 25 or 30 you get is always different. Shaving for barbers. One state, like California, has 20 questions. Another state, like Florida, has only 5. Okay? There's about 100 shaving questions in the test bank. You don't know which ones you're going to get. You'll always get the same number, the same percentage, no matter how many times you take the test, but the actual questions will change. Now, a couple of closing points here. As I said, I had this blown up so I can show you, because I doubt anyone has this book at this point, or very few of you. You can buy this book and its accompanying other book that goes with it, called Foundations. This book, safety and infection control, electricity, chemistry, all the subjects you don't care about until you realize it's half of your test. Barbers, here's the news flash for you. Your test is not all about clippers. In fact, quite frankly, it's hardly about clippers at all. You might have 2 questions. It is primarily about safety and infection control. There's questions on electricity, questions on chemistry, there's questions on hair color, bleaching, permanent waving, chemical relaxing. One of the most heavily missed sections for barbers is called chemical services. Perms, relaxers, hair color, and bleach. Okay? Now you have 2 choices. You can buy this book for like $235 with tax and shipping. You can read all 900 pages. It comes with a companion book of 300 pages. You can read 1,200 pages, try to figure out what will be on the test and how they will word the questions on the test. Or you can buy this book for $60, get every question with the answers, tells you what page in your textbook, sorry about that, what page in your textbook you want to go to read how the state board twist the words from your textbook. Now, those of you who really want to make sure you pass the test, we have private tutoring. It's 6 sessions. Each session is 1 hour in length. The proctor will walk you through every chapter on the exam, page by page, and tell you how to highlight this sentence, highlight this sentence. And here is how the state will twist that sentence around. Here's the words they will actually use. Now you can order this book. I got it the right way this time. You can order this book on our website, www.cosmetologystateboardexam.com. On the left-hand side of the website, it gives you all the products the company sells. It begins with cosmetology. Scroll down till you get to barber. Or you can give us a call at 760-534-4434. If you want to really up your game and make sure you pass the test, you want to get the private tutoring. You'll need to give us a call for that for this simple reason. We need to speak with you and figure out a schedule that works for you and for our instructors. We are open 6 days a week, closed on Sunday, 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. We can work with any schedule. You can do it 6 days in a row if you want. You can spread it over 6 months if you want. We don't care. We will work with your schedule. Whatever is your time you're available, we will find the slot for you. So give us a call, 760-534-4434. Keep this closing thought in mind, guys and ladies. The test is hard. The passing rate is low. The schools will mislead you on how many people in their school pass the test. The test questions are nothing like the way it's worded in the book. If you want to pass your test, give us a call, English or Spanish, 760-534-4434. Thank you.